Hello. Welcome to another episode of Ouch My Money. I was a bit stunned just now when my face suddenly became so big. But that was why it was like, okay, excuse me. Let me try to hide the double chin. Okay, let's see who's coming on next. Maybe I should do this for the rest of the show. Hi, Chunho.
Hello. Hi.
I'm doing this so people cannot see my double chin.
Yeah, you stop it. Hi, Min.
The
Hi,
perils. Appearances are everything. Hello. Hey, Chunho, quickly let's change our name.
Change our
to 啤酒妹。
Go ahead, change. Go, change. I can
Later you-
plan tonight.
Oh, you blend out, it's okay. You're blending the life of the party. Okay, so anyway, just now as I was saying,
so
I need to cover like that because appearances are everything. As we have seen from the very latest Netflix series, not movies, but series. Actually, Tinder
limited series. It's a limited
series,
series.
right? Series,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so there is everybody's favorite Tinder swindler because my enemies are after me, or inventing Anna. Do you know who I am?
who?
Denise Wong, obviously, because I don't want to be behind bars, so I cannot be
And I'm
behind them. Yeah. So we're talking about, I think they are the latest topics, and there's lots of memes about the Tinder swindler, and because there's this picture of him, right, in the airplane seat with his leg kind of like half crossed like that. And then he's just relaxed with his watch shiny and all that, spectacles. And then there's a lot of memes, like for example, there's one meme that says boss says I say to the boss, can I take leave? Boss says cannot. You are needed tomorrow. Then after that I will send the picture says cannot because my enemies are after me. So I have to take leave and go. Of course that's not true lah. Okay, so these are all the memes that I'm talking about. But it brings us to today's topic of how appearances can be deceiving. And how rich people usually don't look like rich people. How some very rich people don't look rich, and how some definitely not rich people look rich. So come to, the title is Storybook Wealth. Sorry. So much I forgot to say title. Wait.
Yeah, so it's storybook wealth because we judge books by their covers and its appearances of wealth.
Yeah,
So it's
and we
also
get
a
taken
story
in by these
of
appearances
wealth, yeah.
of wealth. Or these appearances are wanting to save the man that you love, which is Tinder swindler. Okay.
So why do you think it
anyway-
happens? Why do you
Huh,
think?
sorry?
Why do you think this? I mean, how do people get away with that? Okay, I know that
The logistics behind it.
no, not only the logistics behind it, but for the two shows, Tinder Swindler and the
Inventing
Anna one. Yeah.
Anna one is inventing. What is it called? Sorry.
Inventing Anna.
It's called inventing Anna. I forgot. Okay. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So whilst these are stories, okay, they are based on true stories, right?
Yes, they are.
They are based on true stories, but
Tinder
also
Swindler, no,
I
meh?
think
Anna is based on true story. I think she came out on the newspaper before, but not in such details lah. I think they embellished some of it lah. But the Tinder
Tinder
Swindler,
Swindler is as well.
oh yeah, they both are based on true stories.
Yeah, they're all true. They were reported, and Netflix is just doing a kind of
Special.
documentary film on it. Okay, so what's your question, Douglas?
no. So my question is, how do people get away with it? I know. Okay, these two are stories that are featured because somebody featured or decided to make a show or a series that's now on Netflix. But I think also is very prevalent in reality. Okay, especially with internet influencers and I don't know, half the gurus out there who show off or that's part of marketing, okay, the lifestyles of the rich and famous. But how do people get away with telling
Such blatant lies, right? But I think for Anna, right, she maybe believe it, you know. She seems a bit delusional. Like psychologically not very stable.
Okay. Her being delusional is one thing, but how did she pass her delusion over to other people?
So she like delusion, pass it on, pass.
So it's like, okay, watch my finger.
Okay, I don't know about Anna. It's very interesting because okay, the thing why Anna's story was brought out, not on Netflix but when it was reported in newspapers, is because she managed to cheat or pass a delusion on to some of the elite in the high flying society, and these are the mega rich people. We're talking about people who fly private jets and things like that. And somehow she managed to get into that circle, first of all, and second, she managed to hoodwink them. So that's why such a big noise was made about it, right? Because con artists, I think every day there are people being conned, correct? But just that the people that she was conning was the high and mighty. So a big story was made about it, lah. I Chuno, you have watched it, right? But Douglas haven't, right?
Which one? Both? Yes, I've watched both. Okay, I rather actually, to me, Inventing Anna.
You talk
was a
about
little
Inventing
more
Anna, I
interesting.
talk about Swindler.
Tinder.
You talk about Inventing Anna, I talk about Tinder Swindler.
Okay,
Okay,
they have,
Douglas' question was why, how do you pass on that delusion to other people, right? Like, nah, I reach.
okay. For Anna, she wants to be rich, but I was just looking at what my thoughts is just about talking about this thing. The whole thing about Anna was she wants to be. She knows that social media can create an illusion, and she's not the only one. And if you have watched Fire, is it called Fire? Yeah, Fire, which is another show, which is somebody that if you watch Inventing Anna, she actually met this person, this guy called what, McFarlane, the one that created the whole fire
Yes, correct.
thing.
Yes, so back then.
Yeah, so these people, and most of them, if you think about it, they are quite young, and they have actually utilized social media to hype
Correct.
up certain stuff.
Yeah, but the people that she hoodwinked, some of them not young, you know.
Yeah, they are not young, but
Tai.
they wanted to believe because she dressed the part, and she actually don't have the wealth, but she pretends she has the wealth, and she just go around, I don't know, getting other people to believe her and start paying things for her, and then she get away with it for a while. She actually for several years, so
Yeah, and then it caught up with her. Okay, this is for Douglas' benefit. This is like a fun fact. Not fun fact, this is like a... She even managed to... Not steal lah. She managed to cheat a private jet to go... Is it Morocco? The private jet that she cheated. No. To the Bill Gates party. Or Warren Buffett's party. Which one was it? Okay, so it doesn't matter. So she managed to cheat her way on to getting a private jet for her and her friends to fly to some rich socialite party at somewhere else. That's the amount. That's the size of the con that she was doing. She cheated a private plane. I'm like, okay, sorry. Back to you. I just had to. I just had to highlight that.
So I don't know. These people, actually, what we're talking about in it.
You're talking about social media, but it's not just that,
No, she wants to be rich. She wants to be famous. She wants to be somebody. And she realized if she dress the part, she do those things, she will be. She can make it. It's like fake it until you make it.
Yeah, fake it until you make it.
So I mean, there are a lot of people out there who are rich who will tell you, all those people, some well-known people, whatever, they tell you, fake it until you make it. But the thing is that the truth is you actually cannot fake it until you make it. You actually need to make it. And Anna is trying to fake it until you make it. And I'm trying to tell the audience, please don't fake it until you make it, okay? Please don't. You're going to get yourself into a lot of trouble. Okay.
In terms of money, finance-wise, like you mean?
Yes, don't fake it. Okay, you don't have to be truthful. And Anna, she wants to be that. And her family actually, give those who haven't watched, she actually is a Russian. She left Russia, her family left Russia during the chaos time. And then they went to Germany and they stayed in, they stay in Germany. And she was raised in Germany. But they want to have a life, and she learned how to somehow pretend to be rich, and she kind of fake it in her school, and she all those stuff, and people started to believe. And then she went to the States after that, to New York City,
And
continue it all the way through. And she managed to dupe a lot of people, and a lot of high-level people, and a lot of people in the rich circle fell for her con. And I don't know how they fell for her. I guess they want to be associated with her because she dressed well and she does that.
But there are some details in the show that really intrigued me. They were saying like, she knows her wines,
She
and
does.
she knows her wines. She knows the latest fashion. She knows the latest trends. So I was very curious.
She also knows the arts. She also look at arts.
Correct.
the
So
thing is that she's
it's
smart.
as if so she is. So I was thinking, how come? Because if you don't come from money, usually you don't get that kind of education, right? Because this is like your parents bring you for social gathering or whatever, and then you learn it from there, right? Then the wines is then they say the way she order wine is not the new money way, which is I just get the most expensive bottle. She will go by the year, the vintage, the
Yeah.
country.
She probably
the
did her study.
Correct.
I
So
know.
it's like-
She has input.
maybe, and then I realized that maybe input and futuristic, because since very young she already knows she wants to be very rich, like what
Yeah.
Chuno said. And then they flash back to her during her childhood. She said she would just read magazines, Vogue, all those fashion magazines. This is where she learned all the knowledge.
She learns how to dress through the magazine and all those things, and she's good at it. And she has photographic memory, and she remembers stuff.
Yeah.
No,
So that's in. So
No,
it's input
So
behavior.
photographic
Yeah.
memory since when? It's
since
stated in
young,
the
she
show.
has, yeah, it was
Oh,
shown in the show. She actually read certain things and she remembers it. So she watched and she's very detailed with stuff. So when she look at the dressing and other things, she knows, and she's quite meticulous about the way she dressed, so she don't miss stuff. And she actually is very elegant in the dressing, and she picked the correct stuff. It's not the new rich, no. When you know the new
she
riches
dresses
are,
like the old rich.
she dressed
The
like the old rich.
generational wealth kind.
Yes,
Apparently,
generation
in the
wealth
upper
type.
circles, there is this kind of distinction. Okay,
There's a distinction.
generational
There
wealth
is.
Yeah.
is better than new rich. Okay,
Yeah,
but somebody
so
is
anyway-
but everybody is new rich at one point.
Yeah. So anyway, she also learned about wine and all those stuff, and she learns about art probably through all the magazines she's reading and all those stuff. And eventually, she carry herself quite well, lah. And she worked her way through, and people believed her, and people want to believe. I think not that people believe her, people want to believe her because she knows her stuff, and people want to be around because she carry herself well. But the thing is, the whole thing is that she actually don't have a lot of money, but she coined to be. She actually put up a show to let people believe that she has money. I don't know whether she actually conned people or she put up a show enough for people to think that she has money and people want to be around her. And subsequently, then she started conning people with more money because once she started running out of money, she just go on and lie and cheat and do all sort of stuff to get people
So that
to.
was so that's the
Give
reason
more
why
money
people
lah.
believe her.
Yeah,
because,
but the
because
thing
she
is,
walked the walk and looked the
yeah,
part.
she knows how to do that. But the thing is, see, the whole interesting thing is this. There's a lot of people that's out there that's on social media that flash their wealth, portray their wealth, and this is no different from what Anna is doing. This Anna Delvey, what she's doing, she's just on social media, mostly Instagram. She'll take picture of her at this posh restaurant, at this posh hotel, at these places, and all those things. And she will take picture with all these famous people, and then she'll drop names and all those stuff.
Mm.
And then people will believe she's rich and she has money. Okay. Now the question is, in real life, in our own real life, don't we have people doing that? And look, there are people who are out there dropping names, doing this
Yeah, we do, but
in social
not
media.
at
And
the extent that she is doing it.
yeah, so
You know,
how do
she's
you
really like
actually
go big or
know?
go home, eh?
Yeah, so how do you actually know that somebody is really, really wealthy and somebody that's not? And who do you believe? Because
Don't believe anyone.
Yeah, don't
because
believe
Anna wasn't the
anyone.
only one. Anna wasn't the only one. It happened in Tinder Swindler. Maybe you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, just now Douglas's question was how would people fall for it, right? For Tinder Swindler, it's very simple. Okay, so basically the context is that he's on Tinder. He's on Tinder lah. Okay, this is how he meet all these women and men and friends that he's going to con. So basically, what happens is that it's very smartly done. He curates an image of wealth from the very first time you meet him. So not just dressing, he will definitely pay for the very first meal. The first few meals he always pays for it. Okay, he will pay for the first meal. It will always be at some posh hotel, good food, fine dining. And then he will meet the girl, then pay for the meal, and then you can see he got all the Rolexes and everything, right? Then he will say, I'm going to this. I really like you. This was the story from one of the girls. Now I really like you. Do you want to fly with? I'm going over to another country this afternoon or tomorrow. Do you want to fly with me over there in my private jet? Right. So it builds up this image that this guy is a busy person, but he likes you enough to want to make time for you and bring you onto his private jet. And this is all true. So the first few times you meet the guy, it really shapes this impression that he's a busy, successful entrepreneur. Okay? But what happens is it's a Ponzi scheme because what he's doing is he's using other girls' money, other friends' money to pay for those first few dates. And then after that, yeah, who's the echo is that? Is it Douglas or mine?
There's an echo, there's a feedback.
There's an echo, right? So I can hear my own voice after that. Never mind, I'm going to continue the story. So what happened is that he will take person A's money, then go on the first few days person B, and then after the person B already has this image, you are rich, you are treating me the money, you bring me on private jet, it's all true, it's real, we are drinking finest champagne, people never say your card cannot go through, right? So you must be true that you are rich, right? Then he uses that image. Then he will take person's B money and go and call person C. So it's like a Ponzi scheme, it's a never
Right,
ending.
yeah. So
Like
that's the thing, the interesting now. But the thing is that people fall for that.
It's not difficult because okay, it's very easy for us, right, to see the end result. Like how can you fall for some stupid scheme? But if you think about it, right, from a step-by-step point of view, will you swipe right on the guy? Maybe yes, he looks pretty good, swipe. Okay,
Yeah.
if he asks you to meet at a hotel and he treat you to a restaurant meal, would you say yes? Probably yes. Then that's the next step. So if you think about it in these incremental steps, right, it is possible that you will fall for it because Tinder swindler, he understands women are emotional creatures first and foremost. So he makes them fall in love with her. And then after he says he will show pictures of, the bleeding and stuff like that. He always makes out that his business is not really legitimate business. It's either a diamond industry. Those kind of industries where you can actually get mugged or assassinated. It is possible. So he will weave these stories in. Like at the
Yeah.
beginning, he'll just say, "Yeah, I'm going to the country, a bit dangerous, but I have my bodyguard with me, so it should be okay." Then all these people will have met his bodyguard before, so they already know. Wow. Then he doesn't say that I'm in a dangerous industry, but by putting that across to you, I need a bodyguard around. It gives you the image. I'm successful, wealthy, and I'm in danger. So that's why when after that he comes up with the story that I'm in danger, people are after me, people are killing me, people are waiting outside my door, it's believable
Yeah. So
step
so
by
what I'm
step.
get yeah, so what I'm getting at is they just portray this image, and okay lah, he's a pretty good looking guy,
It's done
and
very
even
subtly. It's done very
yeah,
subtly. So
and
yeah.
similar to Inventing Anna, she's decent looking, but she's not like gorgeous. Anna is actually not gorgeous. Actually,
Her
in
hair is
real life,
horrible. Her
she's
hair
not
is
gorgeous.
her hair is
Yeah,
a
but
disaster.
she
I
dressed
look at it, I'm like, hey, you rich. How come your
yeah,
hair like the mop like
but she
that? Huh?
dressed them well. It's an image. They're able to create an image, okay, and even for the Tindler Swindler, he created this image. He's
Yeah,
pretty good looking guy, and then he dressed well, and he took all this money from it, and they wear branded clothing and all those stuff, and they both of them, okay, both of them in both this show, they know if I wear branded clothes and I wear very well and I look good, people will believe that I'm
I'm
rich and
rich.
I'm wealthy. Okay,
Mm.
perception seems to be everything, and people fall for that. Okay, if somebody that is truly wealthy, but he dressed like shit, and he go around just I don't know, just anyhow walk about and all those things, people won't bother to look at the person. But there are people who's like that, like Keanu Reeves. He actually take public transport. He mingle with the public. Sometimes he just people don't even
But he's a
recognize
public
it's him.
figure. What?
Yeah,
People
but
cannot realize it's
sometimes
him. Eh.
sometimes he take public transport, nobody. Sometimes people don't recognize it's him, no, because he don't dress up in that manner to show that he's a celebrity and all those things. But there is this guy taking public transport like Keanu Reeves, who's rich. Okay, but nobody seems to recognize. Sometimes they just didn't even notice that he was there because he blends in. And those are the real rich, and nobody really knows. But then there are these very showy people pretending to be rich, and they get away with it, and then go and con people.
But it will catch up with you sooner or later.
Sooner or later, yes.
It will catch up with you. But anyway, okay, to be fair enough, there are also rich people who like to dress richly lah. Not all people who dress richly are not rich. There are some people who dress richly, they are rich, okay?
I do agree with you. There are rich people who.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah,
then
fair
again,
enough.
but then again, it's very difficult to tell because
Yeah, it's
sometimes
difficult to
even
tell.
if you look at celebrities, some of these celebrities are not really rich, but they look like they are rich.
Yeah, but their clothes, sometimes they will say, wow, my clothes are borrowed. You know, they want to
Yeah.
do like advertisement, right?
Yeah,
So
some of them are not really rich
the,
because
the only way to know for sure is to look at their bank account.
well, you can't really look at the bank account, but there are
Precisely,
some that are
yeah.
really there are some that are really good business people that they manage their wealth properly really well, like Jessica Alba. She created her own business and all those stuff. She's not that huge star. She's not that big, but Jessica Alba has her own business and all the stuff. And they actually knows that once you started to make money, you need to actually turn that money and start rolling the money instead of expanding and expense it and change
Because
it and then live a little lifestyle that
has
goes
lifespan.
away.
One.
Yeah.
Mm.
So basically what I actually gather from the show is not what you see is not everything. So
What
the
you
wealth that you
see
see
is
on
not
the
what you
outside
get.
is not actually means that the person is wealthy.
Mm.
Okay,
I
so some
know.
people, I mean, recently one of our friends also shared an article, right? Remember there was one millionaire in Singapore.
The Jurong East one.
Yeah, the HDB millionaire. This
Uh,
person,
but not
he's a
everybody will know he's a
millionaire.
millionaire.
Huh?
Sian.
Actually is a multi-millionaire.
And
He stays
I think he has a shift house already. Can you imagine? People want to assassinate him and his family so easy. No
yeah,
security
okay.
guard, no nothing.
True,
Go inside,
but
boom, 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 then all the money mine already. Not that
no,
I'm going
you
to do
shoot
it,
for
okay,
what?
please.
You think the person can get the money nowadays? You shoot so what?
Yeah, lah, I
You think
know
you get the
lah,
money
but
from the
like
bank.
easy to kidnap his, I don't know, family.
This is
or
Singapore,
what
you know.
lah.
Kidnap is a death sentence.
I
Kidnapping is a
know,
death
but it still
sentence in Singapore.
happens. Some people are
Yeah.
blinded.
But
So he's not
anyway,
safe anymore. He needs to
what
shift to
I'm
Woodlands.
saying is this person stays in a government flat, HDB, which is a government flat in
Like
Singapore.
a commoner's flat.
It's a commoners flat, and he stays
Yes.
there, and he drives a cheap car. Well, not really cheap car. In Singapore, cars are not cheap, lah. Okay, compared to a lot of
Cheap
places,
compared
cars
to
are not cheap.
other compared to
Cars are
other
cheap.
cars.
Not
The cheaper
I think he
models.
drives a Honda or something. He doesn't drive one of those Bentley
Continental
or
cars.
Porsche or Maserati or whatever nonsense lah. So, but he's a lot of money. Okay, so appearances doesn't actually says whether a person is wealthy. I mean, there are a lot of wealthy people. Actually, I know there are wealthy people that stays in government flats in Singapore. I know some of
There are
my
so
friends.
many.
Some of my
Yeah.
friends, their families sold the residence that they used to stay in a condo. They got millions of dollars. Then they downgrade to HDB and stay in HDB. And
Isn't
they
it
have
better?
that
The HDB space is much bigger.
HDB space is much bigger, and the mortgage
But no
is
facilities
lower.
lah, no facilities lah. That one's a set.
You want the facilities for what?
I
You know,
want a
you
swimming
pay.
pool. Suddenly we
You
talk
pay
about
for the-
housing properties in Singapore. I want a swimming pool. That's the only facility I want.
You can easily get to a public swimming pool.
I want the convenience
Cheap.
because for me to work out sustainably, I need to be very convenient. So in that sense, I'm a bit like Douglas. So right now, I have a treadmill at home and I use it when watching Netflix. And I have no excuse because it's right there in the living room. I don't have to do anything to it. I just have to get on and start it. So I have no more excuses left.
So,
But if the
so
swimming pool is
anyway,
like I need to take one bus stop or walk 10 minutes, I'm like, hot lah, the weather, you know. But if it's downstairs, no choice. I just go down.
so but what I'm saying is that, I mean, the fact is, a lot of people actually easily duped by people who looks rich and think they are rich, but there are actually people who actually doesn't look rich, but they are rich and they're actually wealthy.
Mm.
So,
So
I mean,
moral of the story is okay. You say your moral of the story. I got something funny
I'm
to
not going to
say.
say my moral. There's no moral story
Oh,
from here onwards.
my
I'm just
moral
saying
of the
that
story is you can spend other people's money, but don't let other people spend your money.
that's why you're talking about your husband, is it?
No lah,
You
please.
spend your husband money, but don't let your
He's
husband
spending
spend
my
your money.
money nowadays, oh. Wah, piang. I've been swindled. But I mean, the Tinder is true. I imagine a Tinder swindler, you are those kind. You ask me to go for a meal, okay, I go. You ask me to do this, I do. You ask me to sign card for you, no. You ask me to lend you money or $200, okay, yeah, that's about it. Oh, that would be swindled. So
But
that's my moral of the story. Spend other
But
people's
what
money.
but there's quite a lot of things. I mean, for people who haven't watched these shows, a few things people actually learn is that the appearance, sometimes appearance sells, but appearance doesn't mean everything. A lot of people are actually taken in by the appearance. I mean, they dress well, they do, and people just believe them. And then if you walk down the street and you saw somebody doesn't dress very well, you won't ever believe that they're going to be rich. And
But there are too
that's a
many of
tendency
them
for
lying
most
around.
people. It's true. That's a tendency for most people. It's like Warren Buffett. You look at Warren Buffett, he dressed modestly. It's called modestly. Yeah. And he stay in a very
Immodestly. He dresses immodestly.
okay. And he doesn't stay in an expensive, he actually stay in the same house that he has been staying since he was young. And he never shifted the place and go and buy a bigger place and all those stuff. Because he don't believe in showing the wealth, but he rather save the money
Yeah lah, but everybody
to
knows his
build
face
to
already. What?
continue to accumulate the wealth. So he's not the showy type, but there's a lot of people that's out there that is actually wealthy that they don't outright demonstrate their wealth to everybody else and show off their wealth. But then there are a group of people that would out there readily demonstrate their wealth, not your wealth. They demonstrate their wealth. And I mean, sometimes you think about it, why are they so showy about their wealth? What are they up to? Are they trying to sell something? Are they trying to get you to buy something? Is there some intention that they have? So sometimes most people don't think about that. Most people just think about these people, oh, they're wealthy, I want to be like them. So, oh, they dress like that, they do this kind of thing, so I want to be like them, so I do the same thing as them. But that doesn't work.
I think humans are just naturally very visual creatures, and because you think about it this way, when you meet somebody for the first time, you don't know their character, you don't know anything. You can only judge them by how they look, no? So yeah, it's then again, there's a saying, never judge a book by its cover. But still, it's
Yeah.
human nature to look at somebody and then make a decision about what kind of person that person is just from the way he or she is looking. But it's okay. truly rich people will never need to show other people they are rich. Sometimes when people exhibit their wealth, it sometimes isn't just about trying to con other people. Sometimes it's about the society also. They want that approval from the society, right? Saying that, oh, look at me, I'm rich. Look at my hair, so nice, that kind of thing. It's the same as why people post the feed bots on Instagram or whatever. So same thing. But I wonder if, I don't know, sometimes I wonder if the loan had come in for Anna. She was getting this loan for her business, right?
Yeah, she's trying to get the loan.
Yeah, because if the loan had come in for Anna, would she have made it after all?
No, she wouldn't.
Because I was thinking, but it's true, you have to repay the loan back, right? Then
Yes.
the club or the museum or whatever that she was building is definitely not going to make money for the first few years.
Yeah. For the first few years, she will still need to, so she has to continue her con. So the money will come in, she has to start paying. Then she has to con other people to continue to feed into her scheme to continue to pay off. And you will eventually cracks will show. Okay. There was another show last time. Some of the older folks like me will actually know. It's called The Talented Mr. Ripley. I don't know who has watched it. Douglas probably have watched it. The Talented Mr. Ripley. And he has to continue lying and lying for the rest of his life to live up to that image, and it's a very horrible life to live. But then again, in inventing Anna actually, I don't know whether she's really good at it, or she believes that she's there. She believes she's capable. She believes it.
She's a
For
bit
some of us, we
delusional,
think she's
really.
delusional,
A bit. I
but
have
she
no
actually
idea.
believes
So
that she
she's
can actually
delusional?
get. Yeah, she actually can get all these people to give her the money for her to start, and then she will have the money to eventually, pay back.
Make it and stop
Yeah,
faking it.
yeah. So, but the thing is, it doesn't really work because eventually cracks will show,
I
and it's
think
the
you can
same
fake
thing.
it for a while. I
Yeah,
think if she's a small con and then you manage to make it before it broke, right? Then people may not find out. But because her con was so big, it required so much time and
yeah.
money.
But the thing is this about people. Generally, people think that when you think that you can get away with it, you will continue doing it and you'll do it bigger and bigger, and that's where the crack will show.
Mm,
And a lot of
mm.
detective, a lot of people in the law enforcement, they know this. Psychologically, people get bolder and bolder, and they think they can continue to get away with it,
So she
and the crack
started in
will show.
school with her
Huh?
outfits. She started in
Yeah.
school with her outfits and
And you
then
know that in that
slowly.
show, she actually conned this guy called Billy McFarlane, who
Oh,
is the
the
guy
lone
that's
guy.
behind the Fire Festival one.
Mm.
She managed to con him and stay in his place for
Con
several months.
against con.
Yeah, several months
Anna
not paying.
wins.
And just because of inventing Anna, I went to watch his
The fire.
the Fire documentary, which is a movie documentary on Netflix. And he was actually a con because he actually don't have money, but he make himself look like he has a lot of money, and he did a lot of things behind that is actually fraudulent. He
Mm.
and he actually told people that he actually do own Facebook shares. He only own like he only have about $60,000 in value of it, but he tell people he have $2 million, and then so he let people believe that he has so much money, and then people lend him money, believe in his vision and all those stuff. But he's a good salesman. The thing is,
Mm.
and he went along, but eventually at the end, all the things that he did was found out. It's very interesting to watch, but throughout the whole time, actually people believe in him, and he created this company called Magnesius, and actually people bought into it. I was like, how can he buy into this thing? It's actually of no value, but people buy because of an image, and that's And that's a similar thing in that it was the image. So in the five of Billy McFarlane was the image that he created, and in Inventing Anna was the image he created, and Tinder Swindler was the image that he created. As long as you can create that image and you look wealthy and you dress well and you talk like you're rich, you get away with it. It doesn't really matter if you're rich. I'm not telling the rest of the listener to do that. This is terrible. Don't do this, okay? You have bad karma. One. Don't go and do this to other people
No,
because
it will come back to
you.
you.
You will definitely come back to you. All these people got caught.
Okay, so something interesting about Anna. Okay, this is again for Douglas, and for those who have not watched it before. The reason why you would think that is very funny. How come a hotel will let a person stay in their penthouse suite? Because she always stays in the penthouse suite. She always stays in the presidential suite, the largest one. Why would a hotel let somebody stay there without asking for payment? Right? But I realized the reason why was the same. She has an image of money because she has a certain amount of money, not a lot, definitely not enough to stay in the suite for a few months. But what she does is she change all these monies into 50s and $100s bills. So every time somebody carry a bag for her, she tip them in 50s and 100s. So obviously the people at the counter, when they book a hotel when they book like services for her, charge to the room, right? She tip them a 50. Tip them every time somebody does something for her, she tips them 100 or 50. So it brings this image, oh, this person very rich one, it's okay. So the counter staff also like never really check whether the card is working and all that. They just take the card, put it on file, and then just continue ordering all these expensive spa massages and hotel treatments and restaurants for her without asking for money. And then when they finally did ask for money, they realized that it's not gonna come, the money. So that's the image.
Yeah, and then she will tell story, her trust fund. She has trust
Yeah,
fund.
but the trust fund is a story she
got to
tell ma.
release.
But the
Yeah.
50s and the 100s that she gives is a visual.
Yeah. So she
Yeah,
will
they'll be
tell
like,
sob
if she can
stories,
tip
and
in
then
50 or 100, she must be very rich, right?
yeah, but then after that she will tell sob stories, and then her friends, people around her, pity her, will pay for her and all those things, and then she just get away with it. So
But
I
her
mean,
friends
she
around her also
understands. So
quite
in a
rich.
way, she understands human psychology.
I know,
I have to say this: she
right?
understands human psychology. She actually play on people's
All the
guilt.
swindlers, they understand human psychology.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
they
you
play on
cannot
people's
swindle
guilt
people.
and the love and
Their
their
emotions.
emotions, sympathy. Actually, she
Hmm.
at one point when she was in jail, she actually talked. Remember that was also scene she was in jail, and then she called the lawyer, and then the lawyer didn't pick up. The son picked up. She actually told the son, "You know, you can get away with things, something like that. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. She was teaching
People
the
will
son these
fall.
bad things.
People will fall for you, okay? Because you can use guilt and love to get people to do things for you.
Yeah, because he said that the parents are calling because of him, the son,
Yeah.
the kid. But anyway, yes, emotions. So you need to play on
Yeah.
people's emotions to get their money. If you can
So
successfully play on a person's emotion, you can get
please,
anything you want.
Denise, don't do that. Don't tell people that. I'm going to tell the audience the other way. So
I'm just saying
so
it's the fact of life.
so
So what?
people,
Wait.
so put it another way. Okay, so you have
No.
to
Hang
be
on. So what I'm going to say also is that you must also be very aware and notice your own feelings and thoughts also, so that you do not get scammed by other people.
so you have to understand that most of these con people or these scammers, they will put up a show. Okay, basically they will put up a show. They'll look good. They'll talk, eloquently and all those stuff, and then they will play on your emotions. They'll give you a guilt trip. They will they'll play on your sympathy and all those stuff. So for those
Emotions.
audiences, this is the techniques. It's actually a good show to watch because you recognize all these tactics that people will use, and that's how a lot of people got scammed these days through the internet and through social media as well as through SMS and all the stuff. Because people generally, human beings are very visual people, so they see, they believe. And now, how if a beggar or if somebody dresses horribly and they're going to tell you about all these things, how to make money out of that, would you listen? You won't. You kind of like cannot visually. It's like you think you rich, man. I think you don't even look like you're rich. How am I supposed to believe what you're telling me? The sad thing is this: But there are some people who are rich, they don't do that. But unfortunately, people want to have that visual resonance. So, and this con people recognizes that, and they kind of know how to play on the general population, and they really whip it up and play it. What was that? Okay,
What was what?
I don't know. Somebody typed something I don't fully understand. So anyway, I'm just saying for the audience that's listening, that's how people con, and you have to recognize that people play on emotions. Okay, and that's how it works. And even for a lot of advertisements out there, if you look at advertisements and all these people that's trying to sell you something, buy a product, everything, they're playing on your emotions because most people buy based on emotions. Okay, a lot of people don't go through logically and rationally about stuff, so they play on your emotions, and a lot of people will dress up and showcase their wealth, apparent wealth, and then people fall for it. So at the end of the day, what is being seen may not be real. What do they call it? What's that thing? It's like the Emperor's new clothes. Is it?
Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah. So a lot of people want to believe.
And so they will buy into the storybook wealth, which does not exist. Is how we're gonna end
So as
this.
I'm listening to the two of you, I'm feeling very disturbed.
Why?
I'm feeling extremely disturbed because there's this saying that good guys or nice guys come finish
No.
last.
Yeah, nice guys finish last, and the good always die young.
Yeah, so nice guys finish last, and the good will die young, and
Yeah.
so as I listened to you guys over the last half an hour or so, I was just thinking, they know how to play the game. Okay, number one. Okay, so if I take I was just thinking about the frameworks that we have, that everything is a game. So we talk about everything is a game, right? And everything is a game. There's an outcome. There's mechanics of the game, and then we have a strategy to play the game. And given the mechanics of the game, if you understand, in order to play a game to win, you need to understand the mechanics of the game. And then we develop our strategies, and our strategies are based on what? Knowledge, skills, and tools, and then we practice. Okay, so this game that they are playing is how to thrive, how to thrive in a certain circle, and this circle of people are the rich and affluent and all that. And they figured out how to play the game. Okay, which is they learn the skills, they got the knowledge, they got the tools. Okay, like how they use tip money and all that, and private jets and all those things. Those are just tools, right? And the props, okay, the branded products. These are all tools. These are all tools to play the game. So they know all that, and they practice, and they became masters of playing that game. And if they had continued that way, because nobody saw through, because they were so good at playing the game, they could actually have won the game if other things had not come in that they didn't anticipate.
It's actually very difficult to win the game. You can fool people. What is the word that
You can fool most people some of the time, and you
Yeah.
can fool some
but you
people,
cannot
fool everybody all of the time. You cannot
But you
fool
cannot
everybody
fool-
all of the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some people will see through one, because if you continue thinking and you will get complacent, people will see through it, and you it will fall through. Yes, I agree with you, Douglas.
Yeah,
have
no.
you
So
finished?
it's not so much about them playing the game, and then you guys also talked about, yeah, but other people, okay, who may not be affluent, okay, are also to some extent playing the game. Okay, like there are okay, there've also been stories about so-called guru trainers, okay, who who are very young, and then they show off their rich and famous lifestyles. Okay, their Lamborghinis, their Porsches, their lifestyle. Okay, but they don't actually own any of that. Okay, it is either rented or borrowed or something. Okay, so they understand the mechanics of the game, except that they're not very good at playing it. they know the tools. They attempted to learn the skills, and they attempted to do that, but they were not very good at playing the game, and so people called them on it and saw through it. But the scary thing is, the fact is that they are able to play that game to some extent because it's willing party is both sides.
Mm.
Okay, that people will buy into those stories, okay, and fail to see the truth. Okay, and that's how people get conned, that's how people lose money, that's how people experience drama, because they fall for the appearances. And so that was what I was just thinking. Wow, this is very disturbing. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
but the
very
thing is,
disturbing that people can get away with this because the other people want to believe. And then the good guys, right? The good guys who don't play the game that way, who don't show off their Porsches, who don't show off their rich and famous lifestyles, who are really authentic in whatever they know, but because they don't show all that off, they actually may have real value, but they don't actually get to demonstrate or share that value because who are you? Who are you if you're not wearing that Rolex, if you're not driving the Porsche, if you're not living that kind of lifestyle, then who are you? And so that was very disturbing.
yeah, but then again, those people that are the modest one, maybe they also don't want to go out there and they want to teach if people are willing to learn, but they don't want to like just go out there and demonstrate or show off their wealth to attract people to learn. But you think about it, those people that demonstrate all these things and then try to get some people to sign up to learn, what they're doing, they are using that to get people to sign up so that they can get more money from other people so that they can live their lifestyle in a way. Now, the interesting thing is you see that it's very disturbing for all these people doing this. But the thing is that these people, you have to give it to these people who are con because they're smart enough to con. Okay, and they understand human psychology, and they know that they can play on people's emotion, and they know all these things. And even in inventing Anna, there was a fitness coach in there, and the fitness coach kind of understand all this psychology, and she was helping another friend to take back her power and get herself out of it. So, what I want to say is that in order to avoid all these things being played, other people playing on your psychology, on your emotions, the key thing also is to understand self. You need to also understand yourself, understand your psychology, understand how you will behave and react to certain things. So understanding self is also key. Because if you don't fully understand, if I don't fully understand, somebody can't play this game on me, I may be conned too. So it becomes critical sometimes. We need to have a bit of
educate yourself.
Not just educate ourselves or educate myself on what is happening in the world, what are things, but understanding myself deeper than just this. Understand my personal psychology, what I will react to, what will actually hook me, and then I understand that hook, and then I purposely watch out for it so that and tackle it when it surfaces, and I don't just be hooked. Sometimes we just get hooked and then we don't know, and then after I realize that, oh no, it's too late already. We have already lost certain things. So we need to recognize that, and I think a lot of people don't bother to know more about themselves. And I think it's important to know more about ourselves, to understand human psychology and where we get hooked so that we don't get hooked.
Okay, so I just had another thought. So we talk about storybook wealth, right? And okay, so this thought that just came up was, could it be that we are so programmed, okay, we are so programmed by our environment, by media, by fairy tale stories that we are told when we were young, okay, about what it what happiness means and what having nice things mean and all that it becomes part of that reality box of things that we desire, and then we live the fantasies of other people
Yes.
and
Actually,
want to associate with that. Okay,
You
so ignorance is a choice. So ignorance is a choice, and we choose to actually believe that because it makes us feel good, or gives us hope that if they can do it, then maybe if I rub shoulders a little bit, maybe it will rub off and I will also get a little bit. So that thought just came to me, and I was like, okay, so it's all willing party, okay, and it's
I mean,
driven by
I just want to add that, I mean, like you said, the media is one of the biggest culprit, and Disney is the biggest culprit of all. They always portray the Prince Charming to be good looking and all those stuff, and the good guys are always the good looking one, the ugly people are the bad guys. And then there comes along another show. I think Shrek is by which company? Shrek.
Pixar, I think. Was it
Pixar, but
think so.
eventually
I think
Pixar was
was it
bought over
Pixar
by
or the other
I
one?
can't
The other
remember.
one is okay. I can't
Disney.
remember.
DreamWorks,
Yeah.
is it?
No.
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Is it DreamWorks? Pixar was bought over by Disney anyway. So I think it's DreamWorks. And then DreamWorks came out with
I think
Shrek
so.
and says that this ugly person, this ugly Shrek, is the good guy. And then this Prince Charming is actually the con artist. Do you see the show? Do you see the movie? The Prince Charming was the con. Okay. The Shrek. You cannot actually look at appearance and believe. Okay. And then this Prince Charming is trying to steal her kingdom and all those stuff. And then, so the thing is, you really got to not
Take
just
away
believe what
judgment.
you see.
Take away the programming and take away the judgment.
Take away the programming, take away the judgment. Don't judge the cover. Don't judge a book by the cover. You really need to understand, do your research. You really seriously need to do your research. And then you need to understand self. You need to understand the psychology of human being and how you can be hooked and to avoid being hooked easily into this stuff. I mean, I have to say some of these con artists are really, really good because they know the human psychology, and that's where they get to hook these people. Okay, I'm not saying that those people that got hooked are those victims are stupid. No, they are, sometimes they are not stupid. It's just
No,
that
they're volunteers.
okay, but the con artists, they are so good. The scammers, they are so good. They play on people's emotion that at that time they manage to scam the person. A lot of time they play on people's emotion. Like they call somebody, oh, your kid is in danger, you need to send the money now. And basically they're playing on the emotions. And they were just scared at the time and they just do it. So they understand that. And that's how they work their magic.
Mm.
So
Okay,
what I'm saying
so-
is, yeah, so yes.
So moral of the story is understand the game. Okay, understand the game and don't fall for the game. Don't become a pawn in the game. And ignorance is a choice.
The moral of the story
yeah.
is if you spend other people's money, but don't let other people spend your money. That's a moral.
So there's different take to it. Okay. So
No.
this is that what you're doing?
I wish because okay, like what Douglas say, it's true. I think if you know yourself well enough, you can notice when you're falling for something that I believe that if you listen closely to your gut, right, it will tell you. The warning signs are always there. It's just that sometimes if you get swept up or you don't know yourself well enough, your emotions get hooked, right? Then after you forget. Then you ignore the red flags, you ignore the warning signs.
Mm.
Then you kena lor. Then you become the person that have to other people spend your money.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
I think ultimately really is people know how to play the game, and then they get good at playing the game, and then it's how we understand the game and don't play the game.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the thing is that actually you talk about hooking people's emotions, all that, I also can, but I just cannot get over the. I think it depends on the person also lah. I just cannot get over the fact that um this person is going to suffer forever because of me. You know,
Yes.
because I'm here like happily spending all the money, and then maybe he needs it for.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but see, so I think we talk about integrity a lot, and so we may not understand why people do it, whatever their motivation is, but it's part of who they are. I guess it's part of who they are, and then we talk about you can do anything you want, okay, but there are consequences. Okay, and sometimes we hurt if what we do hurt and harm other people, then we shouldn't be doing it. But that's our integrity. Okay, that's our integrity, and that's what we can be aligned to being. And so there are things that we will not do at all because of the outcomes that we will create and the consequences that result. But I guess I'm just also thinking that whilst we cannot understand why do people do this when they can harm people, and then there are all these consequences, but then that's part of their integrity and part of their experience of what they want in life. And okay, I actually don't know that this thought just came out. I actually don't know if they consider the consequences, or they think that they can get away with the consequence, or
maybe
can get
they
away
just
with
don't
things
feel
so
bad
they
lor.
never have to face the consequences.
Yeah,
So that
they
part
may-
I don't know.
So it's very difficult to tell, but I mean, if in the case of the Fire Festival one, Billy McFarlane and Inventing Anna, this Anna Delvey, both of them actually believe they were building a business and they had this vision and they truly believe they can actually get people to use money to invest in their vision, and they are able to build it. And then when they build it, they will have the money to pay back. In a way, I think they believe that.
Mm.
And they believe strongly that they will get there. So they have a very strong belief.
So now I'm just thinking. So I'm just thinking now the belief theme must be very very high that they're so
They
persuaded
are.
themselves.
delusional.
So to a lot of people, their belief becomes so strong that they're actually delusional. They are not rich, but they think that they are, and they think they are that, but they are smart. They are able to, I wouldn't say they're able to sell, and they're able to market, and they're able to do all those stuff. They are smart. They are not stupid people, no, they're smart.
Yeah.
To con other people, you have to be smart. Why? You cannot be stupid and con other people.
No,
what?
okay, so I am so curious now. I'm so curious now to know their Gallup profile. To see, because now I have a hypothesis of what the talent. Okay, we talk about talents, right? We talk about talents and turning talents into strengths. And obviously they have certain ingredients, they have certain talents which they have developed, refined, and they have and those talents have actually matured to such an extent that it creates outcomes in a way that works for them. Okay, whether it works totally, we don't know. Okay, obviously it didn't, but to some extent it has worked for them. So I have some hypothesis now about what some of these talents are, and I'm so curious to actually know if those were the things in play.
I mean,
And I guess
But these are also just tools, what, right?
Yeah,
It's
but you can
like-
actually watch a show. You can actually watch a show and then look at them and figure it out for yourself. But there's one thing that they have no remorse on. No, when bad thing happen, they have no remorse one. One
There's
thing
really
about
no
them,
remorse. So,
they have
so
no
besides
remorse
the
one.
Gallup strength one, I'm just wondering psychologically are they sound or not? They
Yeah.
may have the wiring may not be complete.
They are a little bit like Trump. They are. They are
okay,
delusional.
that's a term, and that's called the narcissistic syndrome.
Yes, they
Okay,
are.
narcissists only think about themselves and
Yes.
how they can win, and they will step over anyone. They will step
Yes.
over anyone to get
But
what
that's
they
not part of
want.
the Gallup thing. What. It's just
No,
a
that's
not. That's
psychological.
not. But there are
if you-
ingredients in that.
Yeah, but if you look at it, if you watch Fire and you watch Inventing Anna, you kind of see that they have that same thinking like Trump. They think they believe in themselves, believe in what they are doing so much that to everybody else is a bit delusional already. But they will continue with it, and then they don't believe that what people say is true, no. Even things are actually happening, they just say no means no one, no. So they have actually built up that whole world in the mind. And in Tinder Swindler, he has absolutely no remorse. about getting people to pay for him, to spend money for him. He will tell people, you go and borrow money, you go and sell your house, go and sell your car,
Mortgage your
whatever it is,
car, that kind of thing.
to get the money. He has no remorse.
Madness.
He doesn't care about anybody else. It's just about him having fun, spending money.
Mm.
So some of these people, yeah, I think it's a narcissistic thing. It's just about them.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
Last words.
we're coming
time.
to the end. Last words.
My last words.
Last words.
My last words is spend other
Okay, I'm
people's
not going
money,
to type the
but don't
last
let
words.
other people spend your money.
We just have the last words be recorded, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the next last words.
Last words. Spend other people's money, but don't let other people spend your money. No, that's not my last one. Don't do that.
Okay, let me say my last word. My last words is very simple. It is there's a saying. Not what is the saying?
Hello.
There was a saying. Okay, it's similar to the saying. Is that not everything that's shiny is.
Not all that glitters is gold.
Not all that glitters is gold. So that is for object. But the thing is, there will be a lot of people out there that are going to portray their wealth, show off their wealth, and tell you to demonstrate that they are wealthy, to make you believe that they're wealthy so that they sell you something. But not everybody is actually wealthy that's doing that. Okay, some of them are just there to sell you something. And there are people who are actually wealthy, and there's something that you can learn from them, and they are very quiet. Okay, and don't be fooled to think that those people don't have any value to provide. Okay, in the marketplace, you will see all these people pushing, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and then come and learn from me. Oh. There will be plenty of that. So just the key thing is know yourself, do your own research, and not be duped so easily. Okay, I think that's many words. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so many words. Lucky Rachel not here. Type. Then she slap you.
The next,
My last
were those
words.
your last words? No, right? Okay, so now these are your last words.
Oh yeah, no, those are my funny last words. But my last words were, you need to know yourself. I think self-awareness is key. By knowing yourself and being very clear about what you will react to, then you can notice when you are on the verge of being scammed, I think. Those are my proper last words. Douglas, do you have any last words?
Okay, thank you. I had last words, then I forgot what my last words were.
Think again. Is it something to do with not all that glitters is gold?
Okay. So I was just thinking about, yeah. So I will not use the word wealth. Okay. Media portrays wealth in the form of money more often than not. Okay, but money does not equate wealth. And I actually made another video about what is wealth. Okay, another topic for another time. But
Okay,
money
faster plug
actually
your
does not.
channel.
Yeah, go to Kampung Kid Adventures and look it up. Okay.
Hey,
Anyway,
don't sell your.
okay. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, money does not equal wealth. Okay, and there are different aspects of wealth, and holistic wealth, really, money is just one part of that wealth. But the thing also is this: money is the easiest of all the different dimensions or forms of wealth or perspectives of wealth. Money is actually the easiest form of wealth to acquire.
To measure
because
also.
because anyone, okay, because money is accessible to anyone. Okay, it's the easiest form of wealth to acquire. Physical wealth, okay, our bodies and all our state of health is far more difficult to acquire than money is. Okay, for example. So money is the easiest form of wealth to acquire, and it's also the easiest form of wealth to lose. Okay, but the thing is, if money is if money is part of that lure, there's going to be drama. There's going to be drama. And for me, it is looking past the money and looking at the entire value of what wealth represents. Okay, and for me personally as well, if somebody flaunts money, okay, versus so money versus okay, just example, money versus character. I think character wins all the time. Moral value wins all the time. Okay, so my last words is be clear. I think we need to be clear about the context of all this to be able to see past the story of wealth that's being presented, okay, and then to get to the truth of what happens, of what's happening. Okay, very long last words.
Yeah, both of your last was very long.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm not
Last
typing.
words.
Okay, so
Lucky
that's
nobody
it,
typing
folks.
today.
Over to Denise.
Over to me. Actually, just like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if there's something that you want us to talk about next episode, just put it in the comments below. And of course,
Mm.
like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.
Okay, and see
And I
see
guess
all of
we
you
will.
in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks time. We will see you guys 2 weeks time. Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. So anyway, just let us know what you would like to hear. Oh my goodness, can't hear me already.